Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to give you the top 5 reasons people fail when they start selling on Amazon FBA. These are mistakes you definitely do not want to make when you're starting out with your Amazon business, and I'm here to show you the way because I do not want to see you lose money and make these simple, very common rookie mistakes. So if you're ready to learn, stay tuned. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Let's get right into these top 5 things you want to avoid when you're selling on Amazon. The number one mistake people make when they are wanting to sell on Amazon is having a very narrow mind or a very intense tunnel vision on the types of products they want to sell. Let me explain. When you are starting any type of business, it's very natural that you are going to want to gravitate towards selling items that are in line with your hobbies, in line with the things that you are used to and comfortable with. So for me, for example, I love beauty, I love skincare, I have a son, so I might gravitate towards beauty products or health and wellness products or baby products or little kids products because those are the things that I see in my day-to-day life. What I would not gravitate towards would be things like pet supplies or anything to do with fishing or hiking because these are things that I don't do regularly. And so those products I just wouldn't have in kind of my sphere of thinking. But what I want to tell you is that there are so many amazing products that you can sell on Amazon with customers who are willing and ready to buy the products, and you should not choose your product based off of what you know and what you like. You should choose it based off of data and numbers. So if there is a good customer base and a good amount of people who are searching for the product that maybe you just don't know that much about, you should absolutely still entertain that product, still do your research, and potentially even move forward, because when you're selling on Amazon, you are selling on Amazon to make money, and if that is your goal, then you're going to sell whatever you need to sell. So I would just recommend that you keep an open mind and don't have too much intensity when it comes to selling within a specific category or niche. Just be open to selling whatever is going to bring in that money. Number 2 is not getting an inspection done. So if you have never sold on Amazon before or ordered products from overseas, you probably have no idea about inspections or inspection companies. Let me give you a quick rundown. So an inspection company is a company that specializes in evaluating products. So because most likely you are not in China physically, even if you're purchasing your products from there, you may not actually be there. You're not going to be able to see your products with your own eyes. And that is where your inspection company will step in, and they will go and look at your products for you and make sure that the packaging is done correctly, make sure that everything is as expected and that the quality is the best it can be. So you hire this company, they go to the factory where your products are made, they do a full report, they analyze the products and make sure that you have peace of mind because you are paying your money for the products. You want to make sure that the quality is on point. Now, if you do not have an inspection done, that could cause a whole bunch of problems for you. And this is something that I have experienced firsthand with picking suppliers on Alibaba that might not be the best. And it was one of those lessons that I had to learn the hard way. And I just want to impart my wisdom onto you so that you also do not have to learn the hard way. I would love for you to be able to learn from my mistakes. And that is a very long story. I could tell it another time, but I'll just give you a quick little gist of the story. Long story short, what happened is I decided to sell a product, spoke with the supplier. They made me feel very comfortable about ordering with them and working with them. And so I felt, confident with moving forward and not having that inspection done. And the worst part about it for me is that I knew of inspections. I just chose to not get one done because I wanted to do it quick. I didn't want to spend the money and I paid the price. So what ended up happening was the suppliers made my product and I felt great about it. The product started to sell really well. I was super excited and I was making incredible money, selling 15, 20 units within the first week. So the money was coming in. I was feeling amazing until I started to get bad reviews on my products. And instead of me telling you every single detail, I will just lay it out and let you know that basically my supplier ended up using expired and old inventory to fulfill my order. So half of my products were good, half of my products were bad. And what ended up happening was I had to recall all of my products from Amazon because I was getting bombarded with bad reviews and returns because the products were not good quality, or at least half of them were not. And I had to fight tooth and nail with my supplier in order to get them to agree to remake the product and send them to Amazon free of charge. I did have to essentially threaten them and tell them that I would go and utilize my PayPal buyer protection, and that scared them into obliging and, redoing the order, which I'm happy that they did that, but I could have avoided all of the headache of having to remove the products from Amazon, wait for the products to be made, and then re-delivered. All of that would have been avoided if I would have had an inspection done. My inspection company would have been able to identify the defects at the time that they were still in China before they ever left, and it would have been fixed and addressed there, instead of waiting until my customers got the bad inventory and then, having to basically correct a very easy to fix mistake if you catch it before the products leave. So that is the importance of having an inspection done. If you need an inspection company, send me a message, or better yet, I'll just leave it in the description so you can go ahead and contact them directly. Tell them that I sent you. They will give you a discount, and they are very, very reputable and trustworthy, and they will hook you guys up and make sure that what happened to me does not happen to you. It's a very bad experience, and you live, you learn, but y'all can live and learn from me. So that was that, and that is why that is my number 2 reason that people fail or make a kind of silly mistake, is just not knowing about inspections. Always have an inspection done on your inventory before they leave China. The third mistake that people make when they're selling on Amazon or first starting out is that they do not have a differentiator when it comes to their product offering. So when you're selling on Amazon, you are not going to be the only person selling your product. There are going to be competitors and other people who are trying to sell similar items to yours. So just because you have competition doesn't mean that you can't have success on Amazon. In fact, lots of people do really well on Amazon. It's just a matter of making yours stand out from your competitors. And so one thing that I see a lot of times is that people just want to make money so quickly that they don't even bother to do the little things that make all of the difference. When I say the little things, it's things like adding a logo to each of your items. And I could make that its own number on this list, but I'll just kind of lump it in here. No differentiator can include not putting a logo on your product. So if you're just trying to sell a generic version of a product with no logo, it's going to look cheap and people are not going to want to spend their money on it. So that is one way that you differentiate. You add your own logo and your own branding onto the item. Another thing that you can do to differentiate your product is to bundle one item with another item, with accessories, with add-ons, to make the experience more simple and straightforward for your customer. So if you're ordering a charcuterie board off of Amazon, it might be convenient to not only get the charcuterie board, but now you're also getting the little accessories that come with it. So the cheese cutters and the little spoons and all of those items to make it just more simple for the customer. So I love to bundle. I love to change around materials. If everyone else is doing a wooden version, I might do acrylic. If everyone else is doing a silver version, I might do gold and, add some other things. There are lots of ways to do it. I will say that there are varying degrees of the impact of your differentiators. Color is a very basic differentiator. That's not going to do too much. It's very easy to replicate. So that is not something that would be a strong differentiator. But like I said, bundling or making the product easier to use in some way, that would be a more impactful way to make your product stand out. So no differentiator is definitely a big no-no. Always differentiate your product. Improve the offer that you have compared to the next person, because when someone is scrolling on Amazon, they're going to pick products based off a number of different factors, including price, including what the photos look like, including the review count. So you want to make your product the best it can be and give people a reason to stop on your listing and buy your product. And I feel like differentiating well is probably the biggest strength that I've had in my business. And that's what got me to 7 figures and beyond, was making sure that my offers and my listings were superior to everyone else's. If they've got a pen, I've got a pen and a pencil. If they've got a lunchbox, I've got a lunchbox and a water bottle. Do you get what I'm saying? So you're making yours just more intriguing and a better offer than your competitors. Number 4 is not utilizing FBA, or fulfillment by Amazon. Now, when you sell on Amazon, you don't have to have Amazon do your fulfillment for you. But if you do not have Amazon do your fulfillment, then you are not going to have the Prime status on your listing. So if you shop on Amazon, I'm sure you have noticed that there are some that have Prime and the little check mark. Now, if you want to have Prime and the little check mark on your listing, you have to do FBA. So that means that you are having your products sent directly to Amazon. They're going to hold your inventory and they're going to be the ones to deliver to the customers for you. The reasons that I prefer FBA to any other option, and the other options would essentially be that you do your own fulfillment or you hire a separate company or a third-party logistics center to do your fulfillment. Amazon is essentially a third-party logistics center or a 3PL. So Amazon is the best at doing that. And if you're going to hire someone else to do it, it should be Amazon. If you do decide to do it yourself, it's going to be a lot more time consuming, and a lot of customers, especially Prime customers, will overlook your listing because you don't have the check mark. So overall, it's just a better scenario for your time. It's a better scenario for the profitability of your product and just bringing as much traffic to your listing as possible to do FBA. It's in your best interest. So always do FBA and not FBM or fulfillment by merchant. It's too much work and it is not worth it. And last but not least, the biggest mistake that new Amazon sellers make is that they have shiny object syndrome. If you've never heard of this phrase before, it's exactly what it sounds like. You might decide that you want to sell a certain product, you want to do Amazon FBA, and then you hear about this new thing. Ooh, what about dropshipping? What about affiliate marketing? What about this? What about that? You can't have shiny object syndrome when it comes to any business. You need to kind of, be able to commit yourself and give your all to that thing, even if it is just a side hustle, even if it is something that you're doing within a couple hours a week. Give that the attention it deserves without trying to overdo it and stretch yourself thin by trying to do Amazon FBA and trying to do this and trying to do that, and kind of taking your eye off the prize when it comes to making sure that your business succeeds. And even taking it a step further, when you have decided that you want to do Amazon FBA, one thing that I have experienced in the past and a lot of my students do as well is that they pick a product, they're ready to launch, they launch it, they're feeling good, the product is selling, and immediately they want to launch a new product. And while it's exciting, and of course you're going to want to make as much money as possible, you don't want to go too fast, too quickly. Everyone loves to scale, everyone loves their business to grow, but at the same time, you want to be strategic and you want to make sure that you are not potentially taking money that you could be using to grow one product and investing it into a brand new product that you have no clue about. It's all about moving with intention and, just kind of having that attitude of putting kind of your energy into the success of that one product will do you well, instead of, again, having shiny object syndrome. Ooh, I want to sell this, I want to sell that. They're selling this and making money, so I need to sell that too. No, focus on you, focus on what you have going on, and don't get distracted by what everybody else is doing. So I hope you enjoyed those 5 mistakes that Amazon beginners make, and I hope that you don't fall into any of those categories or make those same mistakes. If you avoid doing all of those things, you're going to be in a much better position than literally 90% of new sellers. Those are very easy mistakes to make, so if you avoid those, you should be in great shape to start your Amazon FBA business. And if you are looking for more information and you'd like to learn more about selling on Amazon with private label and FBA, I do recommend checking out my free Amazon FBA training. It is linked in the description below, and that'll definitely set you off on the right foot as well. So with that, we'll go ahead and close it out. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.